You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Hello and welcome back to the channel, it's JPA here. In today's video I'm going to be discussing Rangers 2-0 victory over Ross County at the weekend there. Just before we get into this video, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, also hit that like button, it helps us this channel get as far as we possibly can with it. I'll just get straight into this video, guys. So the game finished, Rangers 2, Ross County 0. The goals coming from James Tavernier penalty, and another goal coming from Brandon Barker. This was an interesting game for a couple of reasons. I expected a really high scoring game, if I'm really honest. I think looking at the teams on paper, we probably should have beat them really comfortably. I know in the end 2-0 looks comfortable, but I think there were moments in the game where Ross County probably could have scored. Now in saying that, they didn't really create really good opportunities. A couple of headers in the latter stages of the game, really, from a couple of set pieces, which is really all they managed to create. They had a chance right at the start of the match where the right winger got probably the better of Barisic, and he flashed it across the 6-yard box, but it didn't really go anywhere. We were kind of lucky with that one. I thought we were pretty slow in moving the ball in this game. Managed to go ahead through a 17th minute penalty. Now the ball was crossed in by Tavernier, and Morelos went to jump for it, so it got a wee push in the back and went down. Now for me, this was a really soft penalty. I've heard people say, it's a definite penalty, he's made contact and whatever, and he's got a wee push in the back. For me, if that's one of our centre halves doing that to their player and we get a penalty against us, I'm going to be really pissed off, if I'm honest. For me, it's a really soft penalty. Having said that, I think if it was outside the box, it'd be a foul. So it's a tricky one, but for me, it's a really soft penalty, and I'm really surprised that we got it. To be fair, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Rangers have had a lot of penalties, a lot of penalties recently," but as I said, in the last couple of weeks, we've not had a penalty in the league for about a year. Before that, Motherwell, or the two at Motherwell rather. So I know we've had 4 penalties in a couple of weeks, but we've not really had a lot of penalties in the last year, so it's kind of balanced itself out. I didn't expect to get another penalty until at least January probably. Anyway, so Tavernier stepped up and took the penalty, fired it straight down the middle for 1-0. Although, as I said, it was pretty slow in the first half. We did manage to create a couple of opportunities. Morelos had another couple of opportunities. One of them was a cross from Jones, that she headed it straight into the keeper's arms. Disappointing not to get that really. Arfield found him just on the edge of the area, and again he turns, takes a shot. There's not a lot of power in it and not a lot of accuracy either, goes straight to the keeper. The only other chance we really had was our golden header, which was just over the bar. How many times have you heard that? And it finished 1-0 at half time. So we came out for the second half, and I expected a little bit more urgency for Rangers. We kind of got that in opening maybe 5-10 minutes of the second half. Tavernier down the right hand side got a cross in to Alfredo Morelos. Alfredo Morelos takes a touch, and just as about to shoot is blocked. Really good defending, but I think he maybe could have just hit that first time for me. And I think an informed Morelos might have hit that first time and probably would have scored it, but I think he's just lacking a little bit of confidence right now, and the shot's blocked. Not long after that, Balogun had an effort from a corner where he kind of just stuck his foot out, stretched to it, and forced a really good save to the keeper, which forced another corner. I think I'm not 100% sure whether this is correct, but I think from that corner, or it might have been a different corner, I really can't remember at this point, but there was a corner that came in anyway, and second phase of play it fell to Kamara. Kamara found Morelos in some really good space down the left hand side of the box, opens his body up to curl it into the corner. He just gets it all wrong, curls it high over the bar. Real disappointing from Morelos there. He probably should be hitting the target if anything. They actually almost scored their own goal through Morris. Tavernier had a brilliantly weighted ball just over the top, and the defender went to head it. The keeper came out wee bit of mix up between the two, and he headed it just past the post. There was a lot of shouting and swearing between the two. It was actually quite comical, but we were unlucky not to get a goal there. They actually had a chance that came from the right hand side. They got a free kick that for me wasn't a free kick. I think Balogun got to the ball first. One of our players, I can't remember who it was, ran away to kind of start an attack, and the ball got pulled back for a free kick. Anyway, the free kick came in, and one of their players, I honestly can't remember who it was now, headed it just over. It was a wee bit of a warning sign for us. We had to wait. We huffed and puffed to try and find this second goal to really kill the tie off. I thought Ross County played really well, and I'll maybe talk about that in a wee while. But it took until the 89th minute, a wee bit of magic from Hadji. He turns and plays a brilliant ball over the top. Brandon Barker's run for it. I think Morelos tries to go for it and then just realises he's offside and can't go for it. Barker runs on it, sprints into the box, and you think he's at a wee bit of an angle. I thought if he shoots here he's probably going to miss. It's quite a tight angle, and he cuts into his left hand side, passes two players and fires into the middle of the goal. Really good finish on his birthday by the way as well. So happy birthday to him, and obviously tied off a really tense game for me. Obviously it finished 2-0. They had a wee chance at the end for a corner where they had it just over. It was a wee bit of warning sign, but I think once we got that second goal, eventually it did settle us down. We just needed it earlier, if I'm honest. So that's how it finished, 2-0, and I'd love to say it was really comfortable. Probably if I watched it again, you'd probably watch it and say we're never really in any danger, but I thought Ross County played really well. They were good on the ball. As I say, they didn't really create enough opportunities in goal, but they did threaten a lot of times to hit us on the break, and we had to really be at our best to stop them from breaking and creating chances, because I think our passing was really poor. Particularly first half, I thought it got a wee bit better second half, but again we were just too slow moving the ball from side to side to side, and I know we've seen this many times before, but the good thing is we've got out the other side with a victory. Go back to games last year, we probably would have come unstuck and dropped points here. I think it was a commentator actually said, Clive Tilsley, well, I'm obviously paraphrasing here, but he mentioned the fact that the crowd not being there might have helped us, and I've got to completely agree with that. I think it would have been very nervy in the stands at 1-0. I was thinking this at the time when I was watching it. See if you're Rangers, I don't know if this is the same with Celtic, I'd imagine it is, but when you're Rangers, 1-0 is effectively 0-0, because you know if they score one and you end up drawing the game, a draw's just as bad as a defeat really, in terms of the title race. So it feels very much when you're 1-0 up that you're only at 0-0 and you still need to get that other goal to feel comfortable. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's certainly made sense to me at the time, because we needed that second goal, and it just didn't look like it was coming. We didn't look like we were just going to get there over the line, but I think Brandon Barker did well when he came on. Know that Jones did a terrific job as well when he was on, but I think Brandon Barker was just a little bit sharper. In terms of man of the match, there's only really one person I could give it to, and that's James Tavernier. That's obviously the second week in a row I've given it to him. I thought a lot of players played some really slack passing in the midfield. Morelos again had a pretty average game. I know he had a lot of chances to score, so he's getting in the right positions. He's just not finding the target just now, and it's quite frustrating, let's just say. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Tavernier. So just before I go in this video, I'm just going to talk a couple of things about transfers. Obviously it's a transfer deadline day today. The window slams shut at, I think it's 11 o'clock tonight. We've resurrected our interest in Bongani Zungu. I know this was a big thing a couple of months ago, and a couple of YouTubers talked him up and stuff. It kind of went stale for a bit. They've now resurrected that, and I think they're close to a deal. But we'll see how that develops over the coming hours. Another thing is, an unnamed Italian club came in for Morelos today. to try and get him on loan, really cheeky, with the option to buy. However, the finances talked about were just nowhere near what we consider to be good enough. They offered an initial 1.8 million for the loan, and then a bid that was less than the 16 million that were rejected from Lille a couple of months ago. So unless they improve that offer drastically, that's not going to happen. So as of now, while I'm doing this video, Morelos is still a Rangers player, and obviously if anything develops over the coming hours, I'll talk about it. Maybe doing another video on the transfers tomorrow. So I'm just going to wrap this video up, guys. This was quite a tedious one to do, to be honest. I thought we were really poor, but as I said, we've got another 3 points at home, another clean sheet at home, alright, another penalty at home as well. But the main thing is getting these clean sheets, getting these victories, and getting ourselves over the line in these games. It wasn't pretty, to say the least, but we go into the international break now on top of the league, and we go into the Old Firm game now top of the league. And I know I keep saying this, but obviously it's Celtic still have a game in hand, so they can obviously go above us if they win that when they play it. But right now I'd rather have the points in the bag. So going to wrap this up. As I said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.